Alright, so there's a big circulation of Resident Evil news coming out, and I wanted to do something a little bit different and talk about the possibilities and circulation of info surrounding the titular character of the Devil May Cry series, Dante, possibly being in Super Smash Brothers. Now, this is not really recent information. Like, this has been speculated on a while now. This has been wanted by various fans for a while now. I believe Insuno even commented on it, and he said that, you know, we really don't find it plausible now because Devil May Cry wasn't on a Nintendo platform at the time. Now you see there's something weird with that statement if you go back to it then and you think about it now, because now they have put like Devil May Cry 1 on the Switch. They have put Devil May Cry 2 and Devil May Cry 3 as well, and it's going to be released as a triple pack. So you go back to that statement and you think about it now, and it's like there's no real excuse. Devil May Cry is now on a Nintendo platform. Currently, at the same time, there has been a deconfirmation from a well-known and notable Nintendo leaker who leaks Smash content, saying that Dante as well as a whole host of characters are deconfirmed for Smash Brothers going forward with the fighter packs. I think it is a huge and wasted opportunity if they don't decide to put Dante into Smash, because again, they can finally have these dream matches of Dante versus Bayonetta. They can have a more well-versed character in terms of fighting style and capabilities. Dante could do all these crazy moves. Agni and Rundra, Beowulf. He can have Navon, so many other possibilities. He's very like versatile in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I think people really enjoyed that rendition of Dante being in that game. That's the only real fighting game crossover I could think of he has been in so far. I think they also put the reboot Dante into PlayStation All-Stars, but let's be real, everyone wanted Raiden and the OG Dante to fight during that time, so I don't want to hear any excuses, fam. I think in that instance of the whole crossover, big brand promotion, party fighter, arena battle, or whatever the fuck you will call it, I called it several different things, but I think in terms of having that promotion, having that recognition of PlayStation backing Devil May Cry once again, Dante got shafted in PlayStation All-Stars. We know the nitty-gritty that Capcom was being a bundle of sticks at the time, and they wanted to push emo Dante on PlayStation All-Stars, and they didn't want to use the OG Dante because they really wanted this to go over. And when it didn't go over, when it blew up in their face, when they were at a loss for words at not in a million sales, they decided to pull the plug on the reboot series for good. So why not put him in Smash Brothers? Why not promote Devil May Cry? Devil May Cry has been highly popular. Devil May Cry is coming to Switch. Devil May Cry 5 went over very well with the fan base, and it sold like about 3 to 4 million copies, so I don't see why they won't do it. I think it would be great for Capcom. I think it would be great for Nintendo. DMC is super hot right now, seriously, and they are not taking advantage of the opportunities with this. Like I said, you will finally have your dream match of Dante x Bayonetta that won't end in the bedroom, but more on the battlefield. Oh my god. While that line made me break my concentration, the possibilities are indeed endless if they decide to do this. Like I said, it would be good promotional for Capcom, and it would be good for Nintendo to put like this popular titular character in there. But we don't know what's going to happen. The reason why I'm talking about this now is because you never know. Like, there could be something. They are showing a lot of favoritism to Nintendo over at the Game Awards now. Apparently they have Reggie Fils-Aimé in there as well, so you never know what could occur, what announcement could go down, but I think that would be very fantastic. I can sit here all day and just make a bunch of presumptuous, you know, sort of statements about Dante and Smash and the possibility of it happening or not happening, but I do know, like I said, it would be good for both companies, and I can't really think of people who would hate this choice except the more gatekeeping like portion of the Smash community where they hate everything if it's not a notable Nintendo rep, and I don't get why. I don't understand why they hate it so much. Now look here, the thing with guest characters is there can be good representations of these guest characters. Like, think of Mortal Kombat 11, for example, with Spawn. Spawn is a great choice for a fighting game, in my opinion. I think his moves would be awesome. I think he would be viable to that sort of plateau, that sort of platform where he could do all these awesome things with his cape and beat enemies up and do all these awesome grabs and do all this crazy shit with his cape, maybe pull a gun out, you know, etc. The basic shit that's added on top of a layer of stylistic choices that would be superb for that character. That would be fine. Dante has a lot of moves in his repertoire. He's already been in a fighting game. Characters that have guested in the sort of Capcom brand, they've already been in some of these fighting games, so it will make perfect sense to have that sort of representation. When you have guest characters that don't make sense, like, did Scorpion really need to be in Injustice? I'm just saying, did he really need to be in there over a DC rep where you're it's like a comic book sort of fighting game, right? And you have DC representatives. You have so many characters to pull from, and you get Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, where the creator isn't clearly biased for Scorpion and saying that's his favorite character or anything. He just puts him in the game just because, right? That's when a guest character is questionable, in my opinion, where they're put into the game for no reason, or they come from some random obscure place over something that could have been put into the game that will add more popularity to the experience from the brand they are representing. That's when guest characters don't make any sense. That's when I question, like, sure, maybe Leatherface is fun to play in Mortal Kombat X, but is he really necessary to be in this game? That's when I question guest characters. In this situation, if people do whine about Dante, cry about Dante, get mad about Dante, and they fail to understand that he is definitely a good choice, I don't get it. Like I said, people whined about Terry, saying that he wasn't really great in general, or he really wasn't well known by a lot of people in certain circles. And in terms of at least fighting games, Terry is a fucking badass. Terry Bogard will fuck you up. Terry is fucking great. I don't understand why people think that was a bad choice. He was in multiple fighting games before, crossed over with Capcom before. He perfectly makes sense in Super Smash, where it is this crazy sort of brawling arena battle territory, and you have this fighting game character doing some of the same shit, having all these crazy moves and inputs that he could put in and do. So that's when it perfectly makes sense, and I think Dante would, but I think people just want to cry and complain and gatekeep, and that's what they would do with Dante if they did it with Terry. But that's just the vocal minority of the Smash community. Everyone else would be excited about a decision like that. In general, like, to me, bad eggs don't dwindle excitement unless it's a situation for the worst that really is a detriment more than an upgrade to the game itself. And honestly, I just want to see them work things out. I want to see Isuno's statement really come into fruition of saying that, well, because DMC isn't on the Switch, now we have this opportunity to put Dante in something in the future, whether it's, you know, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate or a future potential Smash game where they have the leeway to put in more characters. We don't know how this is going to go. Ryu Hayabusa as well will be a good ass pick, man. I don't understand why they aren't elaborating on those cool hack and slash characters. Like, hack and slash in general as a genre, it is a brotherly extension of the beat 'em up genre, as well as beat 'em ups themselves, having these brotherly connections to fighting games with inputs and how they operate and how hitboxes work, etc. So I think everyone has a lot to learn from everyone. Mostly as a fan, there is something called peak excitement, keeping everyone happy and doing these fundamental decisions to suit the companies. So yeah, it would be a cool fucking money move, man. Capcom has been on the money move with the Switch for a long time now, ever since they found it to be really profitable. Back then in the past, when they saw that the Switch was low powered, that they saw that the lineup was was not really fleshed out when they saw that this was mostly an experimental thing at launch. They really weren't inclined to put games on the Switch until the Switch started to get really blown up. It really started to become number 2 alongside with the PS4 being number 1. When they saw those numbers pour in, Capcom made the decision to put more Capcom games on Nintendo's platform. I really want to see how this goes. If they do decide to put Dante on the freaking goddamn Smash Brothers Ultimate game in the future, I honestly would be so excited for it. Maybe I would finally get that Switch and I would beat people's asses who complain about Dante, because somehow I know it is coming and I will be there to shove my rebellion through your heart. This is Renegade Operative signing off. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed this video. I wanted to get it finished, make it 10 minutes, make this an entertaining discussion with the knowledge that I know that's present, and hopefully you guys sort of like really enjoyed it. So what do you think about Dante being possibly deconfirmed for Smash? Do you not believe it? Do you believe there's a possibility he could be in the game? What do you think about Insuno's prior statements of saying that Dante would not be in any crossover game for Nintendo until he's actually on the Switch? And as you know, DMC is currently on the Switch now, so Capcom did take that opportunity into advisement to some extent. Let me know in the comments below, and as always, once again, follow me on social media, check out my descriptions, do all that good stuff, and I will see you good people later. Take care.